Let them introduce themselves, and if you feel like you need a spelling, feel free to ask, and we'll go from there.
So we'll start from here. Just your name and a little bit of
My
your
name is Ivo. I'm from Brazil. I'm 7 years old. Been here for 5 years, and I love it.
Hi, I'm Zane. I'm from the U.S., from New York, and I've been here about 5.5 years.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm from Guatemala, 20 years old, and been doing this for 10 years.
Hi, my name is Sandro. I'm born in Peru. I grew up here in Texas, and I've been working here in Nouba for 11 years.
Por mí, un poco, que tengo vergüenza.
Well, this is Lucian. He's from Brazil as well, and he's the shy one of the group, as you can see. He's the shy one. So, ¿cuántos años llevas volando?
¿Volando? No sé.
¿Cómo cuánto?
Yo creo que como unos 7. No,
He's been flying for about 7 years.
Me. My name is Renato Fernandez. I'm from Brazil as well. I've been in La Nouba for about 4 years. I've been doing trapeze my whole life, as my dad was a trapeze artist when I was born, and I love it. That's all I know.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Gonzalez de Chile.
Yeah! He's the one who doesn't speak English, but he's not the shy one of the group.
¿Cuánto tiempo tienes trabajando aquí?
Tengo voy para los 3 años, 2 años y 8 meses más o menos. Sí, muy bonita experiencia. Estoy en el trapecio desde los 8 años y ya trabajo, y soy de circo tradicional. Desde muy chiquito comenzamos. Primero te pintan la carita de payaso y después te empiezan a enseñar acrobacias y de ahí para adelante te suben ya al acto, que uno de los actos más peligrosos que tiene el circo, que viene siendo el trapecio.
So I'll translate for that. He said that he's started his generations, his family had a circus in Chile, and so he started as a clown, and he started doing trapeze since he was like 7 years old. Victor?
My name is Victor Buryak. I came from Russia. Before I did acro sport. Now I'm a circus performer as 16 years already. I came here in 1999, and I love what I'm doing now, the best what I can do.
I am Justin Chodkowski. I'm the Floridian of the troupe here, originally from West Palm Beach. I've been doing trapeze for 20 years now, and been in circus probably about 25. And been here just a little bit over a year and a half at La Nouba here catching with all these guys, and loving what we're doing, and excited to have you all here and show you what we got.
Great. So feel free. The floor is open.
So, I mean, who would be the best person to talk about the two specific tricks that are going to be on Thursday's show?
Miguel here.
So we have like a pretty talented team, and we're having a lot of fun right now. Everybody, these 2 young ladies are doing triple somersault, which is rare. They do also double A. My friend right here, Sandro, he's been flying for a long time. He did 3.5, which is also very rare. So that's normally the traditional trick is the triple somersault. So he's working at 3.5. My friend Juninho here, he's also one of the few people who have caught the quadruple somersault, which is what they were trying right now as well. Jonathan, he's the one that is doing the quadruple somersault as well. And Renato Fernandez here from Brazil, he's probably the only one that has done a double-double to the legs, which is 2 somersaults in a layout position with 2 twists, and not just to the hands, but to the legs. So right now we're having a good time. Everybody's pretty excited, and it's nice. I've been around trapeze for a long time, and so whenever you can get a group of people with such talent together and just come and, as you saw in the trainings, just motivate each other, and it definitely makes our job a lot more fun, and it's a lot more exciting. And so for the show on Thursday, we're going to do triple. We're going to start with triple, and then we're going to start with double and a half, which is the rare trick, and also the quadruple somersault. and hopefully everything can come together, and it will be something very special for everybody to be a part of.
Where are you from, Miguel?
I'm originally from Mexico.
Ya, tenía que haber un mexicano. El mejor. Gracias.
Gracias. Yes.
Is it harder to catch somebody or to fly?
Justin actually did both, so
Yeah.
maybe he can give your...
I started out as a flyer, like all these guys here. I flew for a little bit over 10 years and caught double, and triple. I had a really good catcher, which I learned with that family. And then I took time off there, and then I became a catcher about a little over 6 years ago now. They say that the good catchers all start out as flyers because they can see the tricks a lot better. So, with that being said, I like catching a lot better than flying. It's a little bit less stressful because these guys, they have to put their tricks or try to put them the best that they can so we can catch them. So yeah, I like catching a lot better.
Can you talk us through the process, the training process that y'all go through on a daily basis?
Well, yeah. Right now, for example, we have we have two catchers, and so then we have all these flyers, and so we go through a rotation. So we normally rotate we start with the rotation on Friday, and then the same group of flyers will fly for the same catcher. Fly Friday, Saturday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we switch again the rotation of different flyers. Just that way, everybody kind of has the opportunity to stay fresh, stay active, and stay motivated. And so, generally, depending on who's flying, like for example, today Sandro will fly. He'll do the first solo, and then Renato. Then we'll focus on trying to get them ready for the show, and then everybody has something that they're working with. Like I mentioned, the girls are working at double A's and triples. Juninho's working on his quadruple. He's working on his 3.5. Lucian's working on just pretty much staying consistent with the 2 tricks that he's throwing in the show, because he throws 2 tricks. And so just pretty much kind of try to balance it out between all the flyers and the catchers as well.
There was a point where a lot of noise was made. Have you like done tricks yet? And something that you're trying to do? Did you do it here today? Or have you done it?
Well, we made a lot of noise when my friend caught his double and a half, because none of us had ever seen it before, and so he was obviously excited. So he made a lot of noise when he came back. So yeah, we do things that's the exciting thing, because we as together as a group, you see what the hard work and what each person is trying to achieve and trying to accomplish. So when someone is successful doing that, we all kind of woo woo woo. So you heard a little bit of all that hooting and hollering and stuff. So that's the excitement that we have for one another.
Is she talking about when our friend Jonathan went into the apron over there? I think that's the part.
Okay.
There's some extra excitement.
Yeah.
That's extra excitement because originally, once you make it past that was very rare that you saw. Once you make it past the center, the chances of you actually making it back are greater, and so none of us were really expecting him to go flying like he did, and that's actually something very rare.
That's exciting too.
So,
For us, but I don't think for him because he went pretty high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
I can imagine that it's really a bonding experience working together. So, do you socialize a lot outside of the performance as well?
Absolutely. Very much.
It was actually Victoria's 20th birthday on Sunday, so we had a little bit together. But we try to every now and then, and there's a lot of people here in the show, and there's also always something going on, but everybody else has their routines or their lives, or some people have families, and so it depends on what time of season or what's gonna happen. Yes.
We heard that like some of you are coming from families where this is your heritage, but is everybody from a family where how do you get into this line of work?
I was.
No,
Okay.
you go ahead.
Well, I'm third generation flying trapeze. So my uncles taught me how to do trapeze, and I used to go play around in the backyard. We used to have the rigging, trapeze rigging, and we used to go and play around. And that's our playground. When I got serious around 16, 15, I got serious practicing. My uncle said, "Okay, I think you're ready for doing shows." So I was like, "Okay, is that gonna get paid?" So yeah, I do it. So that's how I started third generation flying trapeze.
And it's actually, trapeze it's a very traditional circus act, like high wire and like will adventure. Like for example, for Cirque du Soleil and Nouba, it's considered like a specialty act. Whereas power trap or some of the other ones, there's a wider base of like backgrounds, which gymnastics, tumbling and stuff. But since trapeze is more of a traditional circus act, all of us, with the exception and rareness of Zane and Victor and Justin, well, you kind of fall somewhere in the...
Yeah.
But everybody, like, I'm 5th generation, he's 3rd generation.
I'm third, but I'm the first trapeze flyer in my family.
I'm also 6th generation, but we're the first trapeze flyers.
6th generation? Wow. And Zane, how did you? I actually started trapeze at a summer camp that had a circus program, and then I came through kind of trapeze schools. There's some acrobatic and trapeze schools coming up all around the U.S. But like Miguel said, you really need to. It's a very traditional circus art, so you really need some circus exposure to, I feel like, to really get into it. So I got a couple gigs in more traditional circus, and I was fortunate enough to work with some trapeze families. So I had the training from the trapeze schools, and then once I got to work in traditional circus with the families is when I started really performing and understanding what it is to train for shows every day instead of just training at school and doing littler, different kinds of shows. So I needed both to get to this point for sure.
Yes.
Aside from actually practicing on the trapeze, is there cross training that you do to keep getting better to that next level?
Yeah, everybody has their own routines that they do in order to maintain. We've all been doing it for a long time, so we feel when we need to maybe step up a little bit more, or if we're trying to accomplish a skill that's that much more difficult, then we have to push a little bit harder. And so, go ahead.
It's like me, I love McDonald's a lot, cheeseburger. I eat my cheeseburger because I really want to do the quadruple again. I started running again, so getting a point and you want to get better, you gotta work hard, you know, like. That's why we are so happy today, because the quadruple is so special trick, is so hard to catch. When every time somebody catch it doesn't matter how many times you catch it, everybody gets happy, everybody gets excited. Especially him, you know, if he caught it, he lost the trick right there. Now this trick is so hard, and sometimes it's so close, but it doesn't happen. But it will happen again.
It will.
Yes.
What do you give your chances to do these two maneuvers on Thursday? What odds do you have? Do you think you make it, or do you think it's going to be tough? Or
I'd like to think I'm an optimistic person. I'm also very realistic. And having said that, I feel very confident. I mean, we've all had conversations, and I don't think we would be doing all of this if we didn't feel that our chances were that great. You know, obviously, just him opening with triple, like, that's a lot of pressure on its own, because he's got to start something, and you want to have that good start. So, like, as a whole, like, for it to come together, it's going to be like an amazing thing to be a part of and to witness. But I really feel confident, and I think everybody feels confident that you know, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So.
Well, especially with the triple too, you know, a lot of traditional circus and acts like that is a trick that usually finishes an act. You know, in traditional trapeze act is the biggest trick. Is a trick that you finish the act with, you know, and call it a day. And he's so confident, you know, that he's gonna do it first. He'll be opening an act with this, so that is very, very rare to see somebody opening an act with a triple.
But to answer your question, I think we're all very confident, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
think we're going to pull it off.
Is the attempt going to be integrated into the normal performance, or is the performance going to kind of pause so the audience is aware of what's happening?
No, it'll be a show like a show tonight, but the actual the energy will be felt by the people, but the show itself is pretty much just like any other show. Just the tricks are different. There might be a little bit more pause in between setting up one trick to the other, or the act might be a little bit longer, but nothing that other people wouldn't. There isn't going to be anything special other than the act itself. You had a question?
Well,
Any other questions?
one question.
Yes.
Doing the shows for so long, many of you have been with Cirque for a long time. How do you maintain the excitement and the focus night in, night after night? Outside of the fact that if something goes horribly wrong, you crash on the floor. But after a while, you get used to that. How do you go through every night with the same energy and focus?
Well, we try a lot of new things, that's for sure.
I've been working here for 11 years, so my excitement is to come here and training and trying to learn a different trick. I cut a new trick, and I try to learn another trick. So that's my excitement to come and say, okay, tomorrow I cut this trick, and tomorrow I have another trick. And that's my excitement to keep me going, because if I stuck in only one, okay, I just come here, do only one trick, and I don't have to do anything else, and I lose my excitement. So every day, every training for me is another trick better, another trick better. That's why I keep it going. For even years.
I feel like no matter how many times you do it, if you love it, it's still gonna be exciting. Because we all love it, and we're not tired of doing it every day.
But yeah, doing things like this, I think that kind of keeps us motivated, keeps us going.
And this guy too, our coach, he's a good one. He's motivated us, and he's awesome.
For me, it's it's very exciting to just. I mean, I love trapeze. I started doing trapeze when I was 7, and I worked here 8 years and stuff. So to still be a part of that, it's amazing for me.
How often do the tricks in your daily show change?
They change. The actual tricks don't really change as much as the people that do it. Like we always like he was saying, our finishing trick is always the triple somersault. And then Juninho will they have rotations between Juninho, Renato, and Jonathan. And then we have double A, which is the first solo trick that it's Sandro and another gentleman, his name's Danny. And then we have Zane and Victoria doing double. And they're the ones that usually start the routine. But the tricks don't necessarily change as much. The people doing it and the catchers are the ones that vary.
En español, ¿se llevan bien todos o a veces le cae alguien mal?
No, todos nos llevamos, bueno, el grupo, como la mayoría de los trapecistas tenemos la misma edad y como tenemos esa relación de circo, el circo en general, circo tradicional es como familia. Él conoce a mis amigos, conoce a mi familia. Antes de que yo llegue acá, él ya conocía a familia mía, había trabajado. Me dice, oye, yo conozco a tal persona y el circo se relaciona mucho en ese sentido en familia y este grupo ha sido bien bonito porque nos llevamos todos muy bien y nos queremos como familia, ¿no?
So the question was that he had asked is like, do you guys get along, and what's the relationship between the team? And Jonathan had explained that we all come from the same background, so we know mutual people, or we know we come from the same environment, so it makes it easier to. We have that things that we can relate, in. It makes it easier to get along and to appreciate one another.
I was just curious if you could break down what the actual tricks are that you're trying. Some of it can look similar, so what is it exactly?
Yeah, they can look similar. So the triple is 3 rotations to the hand of the catcher, right? What Renato will do is normally what we have is a solo trick, which is double A. So it's 2 rotations in a straight position, to the hands of the catcher. So what he's going to do is he's going to do those 2 rotations plus add 2 twists to those 2 rotations, and instead of going to the hands, he's going to the legs. And then the quadruple is right now like what the triple used to be in the 1930s, 40s, 50s. You know, it's like for someone to come into a circus or to a show and to actually just see someone attempt it, it's very rare. And at the moment, just these 2 guys are really attempting it to try and catch it. He actually caught it in the show before. So till this day, there's only a handful of people who have actually been able to successfully do that trick in the show.
From the triple to the quadruple, just one more somersault. But the somersault is so hard to climb. It's so hard to do it. It seems like normal, just one more somersault is so hard. Yeah. It is really hard. It's hard.
It's hard emotionally and it's hard for the bodies. There's a lot of emotions in there, and when you're not doing good, your emotions will trust, and that's what we're here to support him, to say, you got it, man, you're almost there.
One more.
One more, and that's what he goes to try again. That's what everybody's all about, to help each other and motivate each other, because if we don't do that, just we go and suffer inside, This is so much passion that we put in the trick that sometimes it kills us.
And that actually, like for me, one of the things that I love the most about trapeze is that it's very physical, of course, as you guys can see, but as he mentioned, it's also very like emotionally hard, because you have your fear to overcome, you have your, just a lot of things that you have to manage. And psychologically, trapeze is you always have to be there, you always have to keep yourself motivated, and you always have to keep yourself fresh.
Great. Any more questions? No more questions? Good? Okay.
Can yo get together para una foto, por favor?